All right, this is going to be side A of the Charger Summer bracket at the Tecumseh Proving Grounds here in Tecumseh, Michigan. In lane 1 for the race in is Voxer Racing, and in lane 2 is League of Speed. Race number 1, and go. League of Speed. All right, lanes are switched. League of Speed went up by 1, and go. Voxer Racing up by 1. Okay, Voxer Racing with the advantage. And Voxer Racing will be moving on. All right, your second race will be Lady of Speed in lane 1 and Matman in lane 2. Lady of Speed takes the advantage. All right, run number 2. Matman in lane 1. Lady of Speed with the advantage in lane 2. The Lady of Speed will be moving on. Next up in the races in the left lane will be NDR, and in the right lane is Gen X Racing. NDR takes the early lead. All right, in the left lane or lane 1 is Gen X Racing. In the right lane or lane 2, NDR with the early lead. NDR will be moving on. And in the final race in lane 1 will be 100 Proof Racing, and in lane 2 is Speedzilla. That was a close race. 100 Proof Racing takes the early lead. All right, run number 2, Speedzilla in lane 1 with 100 Proof in lane 2. 100 Proof currently holds the advantage. And 100 Proof will be moving on. Okay, now moving on to the main bracket. We have Rivera Racing in lane 1 and Voxer Racing in lane 2. Voxer Racing takes the early advantage. All right, in lane 1, we have Voxer Racing. In lane 2, we have Rivera Racing. And if you give me a second, I want to adjust that. Both cars didn't appear to be straight. All right, anyway, sorry. Voxer in lane 1 with the early advantage, and Rivera in lane 2. And Voxer is moving on. All right, next up we have Hot Wheels Calgary in lane 1 and Mayfield 41 in lane 2. Oh, that doesn't look like a Vega. Huh. Hot Wheels Calgary takes the early advantage. Okay, in lane 1, we have Mayfield 41. In lane 2, we have Hot Wheels Calgary with the early advantage. Straighten those up. And go. Ooh, Mayfield 41. All right, Hot Wheels Calgary in lane 1. Mayfield 41 with the advantage in lane 2. Wow, close race. Mayfield 41 moving on. Okay, moving along, we have L&M in lane 1 and Speed Force in lane 2. L&M with the early lead. All right, on to the second race. We have Speed Force in lane 1, L&M with the early advantage in lane 2. L&M moving on. Okay, next up we have G-Force in lane 1 and Jadair in lane 2. And G-Force with the early lead. Okay, on to run 2, we have Jadair in lane 1 and G-Force with the early lead in lane 2. Ooh, G-Force came back and passed him on the big end. G-Force will be moving on. All right, so next up we have Blue Line Racing in lane 1 versus the Lady of Speed in lane 2. I do need to point out, though, that these are getting run as semantics because Blue Line Racing's front axle has come loose and is hitting the front fenders. So, first run, Lady of Speed in the left lane. In lane 2. Blue Line in lane 1. Yeah, okay. Okay, the Lady of Speed in lane 1, Blue Line in lane 2. Almost, little guy. There we go. All right. Lady of Speed will be moving on. Next up, we have Quarter Mile Club in lane 1 versus Red Pill Racing in lane 2. And Quarter Mile Club takes the early advantage. Okay, now we have Red Pill Racing in lane 1 versus Quarter Mile Club in lane 2 with the early advantage. Close race. Quarter Mile Club just squeaks them out, though. Okay, next up we have Secondhand Speed versus DC Wheels. All right, DC Wheels with the early advantage. Okay, now we have DC Wheels in lane 1 and with the early lead, and Secondhand Speed in lane 2. DC Wheels takes the win. Next up, we have Michael's Diecast Garage and Racing in lane 1 and Team 164B in lane 2. And MDG takes the early advantage. All right, for the second run, we have Team 164B in lane 1, Michael's Diecast Garage and Racing in lane 2. MDG currently in lane 2 has the lead. And MDG will take the win. Next up, we have the Bayou City Bandits in lane 1 and NDR in lane 2. Try to straighten that out a little bit better. And go. Bayou City Bandits takes the early win, or advantage. Okay, we have NDR in lane 1 and the Bayou City Bandits with the advantage in lane 2. And the Bayou City Bandits are moving on. All right, next on the track, we have Go-Go Maxilla in lane 1 and DVB in lane 2. DVB. All right, next is DVB in lane 1 and Go-Go Maxilla in lane 2. DVB currently holds the advantage. DVB. Okay, next up on the track will be Silverback Racing in lane 1 and Penguin Racing in lane 2. Penguin Racing. And in the showdown of what is faster, a penguin or a silverback gorilla, Penguin Racing has the advantage in lane 1, and Silverback is in lane 2. Penguin Racing. Next on the track, we have Nero 62 in lane 1 and Rust Belt Racing in lane 2. And I'm going to guess here that Nero 62 won. I don't know, it was pretty close. Okay, so I should apologize for making fun of Rust Belt a little bit. Your front axle has come loose and is kind of all over the place. So, Rust Belt in lane 1 and Nero 62 in lane 2 with the advantage and the win. Nero 62 will be moving on. Next up is 4114 in lane 1 and 100 proof in lane 2. Sorry about that. Looks like 4114 picked up the win. Okay, for 100 proof in lane 1. 4114 is got the early lead in lane 2. And I apologize for that last race. The cameraman is getting fired tomorrow. All right, 4114. Next up, we have LED Racing in lane 1. That is LED Racing in lane 1 versus the Boom Machines in lane 2. Again, it's LED Racing in lane 1 versus the Boom Machines in lane 2. Boom Machines. All right, Boom Machines with the early advantage in lane 1 versus LED Racing in lane 2. Boom Machines will be moving on. Next up on the track, just based on names alone, the guy that should be winning, Mopar Mafia in lane 1 versus Little Bug in lane 2. And Little Bug takes the advantage. All right, Little Bug with the advantage in lane 1 versus Mopar Mafia in lane 2. Little Bug. And the last matchup of round 1 is 9.81 in lane 1 versus 4-6 Racing in lane 2. (981) All right, 4-6 Racing in lane 1, 9.81 in lane 2 with the advantage. (9.81) moving on.